So introduction of why I want to do these YouTube videos or vlogs is I put a post on Facebook. So main reason and the intentions were to document recovery process and my weight and muscle loss and gain over the period of time, and how I'm adapting to what's happened, my experiences of intensive care and the NHS and how great that's been, and any Q&As that people want to ask about that, put them in the comments. To look back on myself, see how weak I am and skinny I've gotten, help and inspire anyone that's going through a similar experience. Also keep any friends, family or people that don't know me, do know me, up to date with my current condition, and to explain a lot of things. And because I'm bored as shit, and hopefully get my video editing skills better, and then I'm going to go through maybe stretching routines, how I'm adapting sort of like my physio, exercises, getting back into exercise and my hobbies, rock climbing being one of them, which I shall now go into. Before a brief introduction of myself, very brief. Named Reece, 21 years old, student at Derby University, starting my second year in September, doing civil engineering, or trying to do civil engineering, just winging it. I've got 2, kind of 3 part-time jobs, whilst at uni as well, obviously a bit more free time in the holidays, and definitely a lot of free time now. Yeah, hobbies at the moment, well, not anymore. Hobbies that I was currently doing, so rock climbing being one of them, bouldering. That's when I get the chance, not as often, but I've got the equipment and tend to do that with friends and a girlfriend that also got dragged into that, as I do with many other of my hobbies. Gym as well, 5 to 6 times a week, and that including all kinds of things, strength and conditioning, weight training, Olympic lifting. Shout out to University Derby Weightlifting Club and the coaches there. Hopefully get back into that as well. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, absolutely love. Shout out to Martin's Martial Arts Academy, Ilkeston, and all the coaches there, Steve, Christine, Sean, Mark, and the rest of the guys there. They've been brilliant as well. And hopefully that'll help with my recovery process, because getting back into that is one of my main drives to get better, getting back into fitness in general. Yeah, running, weighted running, long walks, sort of doing. I have football, play football as well, 5-a-side a few times, usually every other week, just because I'm so busy doing lots of other shit. But yeah, that is mostly it. Swimming, do a bit of swimming and cycling and that. So Sunday the 25th of August, up at Stanage Edge. If you've not been there, definitely recommend it. It's an absolutely beautiful place. Was doing me and 2 mates up there doing rock climbing and just mincing about basically, but absolutely beautiful weather for it. Spent all Thursday rock climbing. Another mate joined us, Doug, legend. Yeah, spent the whole day rock climbing, chilling about, had some food, and then we stopped in Robin Hood's cave. They've been there, absolutely beautiful, even though we got attacked by midges all night. Yeah, beautiful. Sunday, doing the same thing, got up Sunday morning, a bit more rock climbing, and I'm not going to go too much in detail of exactly what happened, because I'll go through that with my mate. I don't know if he wants to be named or not yet. He'll talk me through it, because he's not told me yet. I've not actually found out he's gone to Bali, so he's catching some rays. Don't care about me. He's just gone on holiday. Nah, kid. But yeah, we was all there chilling, climbing, and he needed to pack for holiday. Other guy needed to get back as well, and I probably wanted to go to the gym or something. I can't remember at the time. So I was gonna finish up early that day. Couldn't tell you the exact time, but was like, yeah, we'll just do a couple more routes. Set up and moved all the anchor along rock climbing. I was rock climbing with ropes, and then went to abseil down. Last thing I remember is lean back, took my weight, looked down to mate, gave him thumbs up, shouted, yeah, ready, and he's there as well. So I'm abseiling, like as in belaying, sort of myself, abseiling down, and he's at the bottom doing a fireman's belay as a backup in case my arms fly off or whatever. So back up, set up, and then that's the last thing I remember. And yeah, fell like 50, 60 foot, I believe. And I'll probably link some pictures to some similar looking cliffs at Stanage. I'll not go into exactly what happened from then up until the hospital because I can't really tell you. I don't really know that much. But as for injuries,
I broke my back.
What do you mean by that?
My back is broken.
What, a vertebrae or
Well,
what portion?
Spinal.
I had 2 broken vertebrae. Off the top of my head, it was a L4 and T2, I believe. So that's lumbar and thoracic. So it's like mid-lower back. Don't be wrong on that. I'll probably put a picture up if I can with editing as well to show on the spine where that is. So yeah, 2 vertebrae, 6 ribs, right side. I think one of them was broken twice. Collarbone, which still, I don't know if you can probably see, hanging out, still looks pretty gnarly, and bruised. That's probably the most painful at the moment as well, funnily enough. Yeah, 6 ribs, collarbone, and then contusions and lacerations on my lungs, liver and kidney. As well as hearing impediment, I can't hear on my right ear, which is also a mess with my balance, and so I've been dizzy since. So yeah, quite a mess. But at the same time, very, very lucky, and apparently I landed on the only bit of grass when I fell off that cliff, like the boulder field all around, and I landed in a me-shaped size bit of grass at the bottom. So very lucky to, well, no head injuries as well. Like, as you're looking at me, most people they've seen me walking about, people I don't know that well, and they're like, oh, what are you doing? Like, you broke your arm or something? And I'm just like, yeah, and the rest. But yeah, I look fine, I look great. I've got a few tiny scratches, that is it. Absolutely fucking thankful.
What's your profanity?
Right, I'm sorry.
That I'm not paralysed. I can remember waking up in the intensive care unit, like when I first started coming around a little bit, and that's just first thing I did, felt my legs. Like thank fuck I can feel my legs, because just how mobile I am and how active I am, that would ruin me. But yeah, going into roughly what happened, Sunday the 25th of August was when the accident happened. Not sure exactly what time. I'll find that out when I go through the actual accident itself, or what time I went to hospital, etc, etc. Went to Sheffield Hospital, which is the closest one to the Stanage Peak District. So yeah, went in on the Sunday the 25th, said that I was in critical condition, and that my lungs were also likely to collapse or get pneumonia or something. By the Tuesday, a mate came to see me, Doug, who came out of Climb Saturday, because he was going to Cyprus. Everyone's just going on holiday, leaving me. He was going to Cyprus, so he wanted to try and come see me quickly. Obviously, people that I had the accident with and family. My dad drove down from Scotland the day of the accident, I believe, or maybe the day after. I'm not too sure. Yeah, 4.5 hour drive there. Legend. And then my mum and loads of other members, but I can't actually really remember seeing that many people those first few days because I was drugged out of my mind. Still am. Goes on to Tuesday, the 27th. I was being prepared for the operation. Lungs, they said they would be deteriorated. I linked up with all my blood and everything, and they said that I needed extra oxygen, so I had like a helmet thing on that fed me oxygen. And then the 2 choices that I had to sign for the op, so it was either to get me sitting up, they put pins in my spine so that I can sit up, and because obviously not only is my spine a worry, but obviously my lungs, and being laid down wasn't not the best position for my lungs, especially because of the risk of them collapsing and was filling with blood, which I can remember coughing up a load of blood, and that was pretty cool. Yeah, so the op was to sit me upright and open my lungs, or the other option was to lie flat for 4 to 6 weeks to let it heal naturally, but the doctor said that I'd lose too many gains, so I'd lose too much muscle mass and be so skinny, which I already am anyway. I've lost over a stone in a week when I weighed myself. I mean, I've put on a little bit more now, but most of that's probably fat because I'm not training. But yeah, and then moving on to Wednesday was when the op actually was. I signed for, apparently. Can't remember signing for it, but I signed for him to do it, and then everything was ticked, green lit to go. 13:45 on the Wednesday, 28th, I went off my op, which was, the operation itself was 2 hours where I was laid face down. I'll try and get pictures of my back and x-rays for that because I don't have them yet, which is really disappointing. And then plus 2 hours admin, prep stuff, so in total I was gone out of the ICU for 4 hours. ICU, intensive care unit, for 4 hours, and then so was back at like 6:30 sort of time, 18:30, and then after that, straight after that, I had more x-rays and there was potential to drain my lungs, but they don't think they ever did that. So from before my operation, when I was straight in intensive care, I was classed as in critical condition, probably one of the worst patients there at the time, and then after my operation I was classed as one of the fittest there, and they didn't need me in intensive care anymore. So and my legs were moving. I was walking about, and I can remember that actually. I can remember them constantly coming up to me and like tickling my arms and my legs and my feet and my groin and getting pretty close to my junk, just to make sure that I've got all feeling there still. Which, yeah, great. And then I got moved to the Chesterman ward, which is, or to do with the chest, Sheffield, which was Thursday night. Little bit of a complaint here. I mean, everything's been absolutely smashing and been so quick at Sheffield. But the complaint I have is, because obviously I couldn't do anything for myself, like they was rolling me over using slide sheets to like roll me, wash my back, like they did so much for me. I didn't realise how much doctors and, well, yeah, their staff there do, which is insane. And thank God we've got the NHS as well. Otherwise, if this was in America or something, I'd be paying for all this shit that I had done for probably the rest of my life. Yeah, the only complaint I do have, because I couldn't get drinks myself and stuff, so I had to be given drinks and like ask for them. I got moved to this ward late Thursday night, like 10:30, and because I was probably drugged up or whatever, I didn't get the chance to, when they put me in bed, I think they just thought I was going to go straight to sleep. But I woke up like an hour later, 11:30. I couldn't reach my panic button, like my button to ask for help. I couldn't reach my drugs button to give me the juice to help relieve pain. I didn't have water nearby. I couldn't reach the water, and my mouth was extremely dry. The fan wasn't on, and I get really hot anyway, so I was sweating my tits off. Yeah, I was in a bad way. That's probably the worst I've ever felt, to be honest. Like, I can't remember any pain from the actual accident, but that was the worst I felt whilst I was in hospital. And I was like, I tried. I mean, this is just me being me, but I didn't want to shout too much whilst in hospital because I didn't want to wake people up. That sounds really stupid, but there was no one nearby and I couldn't see anyone like looking for shadows like around the corner, and I was constantly looking. But I did call for help, and eventually I did get help at like 3-4 hours later. But those 3-4 hours were the longest 3-4 hours of my life. And going on to that, not gonna lie, I was tripping balls. I had an imaginary friend that I was talking to at the end of the bed, some random fucking guy, unless he was real, I don't know. I was talking to a guy and he was there for ages, and eventually like he grabbed my hand and picked me up, and then we just ran around the room, like sort of running around the hospital or something. It was weird. That was trippy. Yeah, moving on. Friday, I stood up for the first time. So this is only, what we're looking at, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 5 days later, and I've stood up and managed to walk to the toilet and back. Very, very slow with the Zimmer frame and everything, but yeah, good. Saturday, got moved to the Huntsman, which is the orthopaedic ward. Just eating sweets. Saturday, I believe, I was talking with the physio then, and what got me like walking to the toilet a little bit more, still with the Zimmer frame. Sunday, walked to a window at the end of the corridor. There was like 20-30 metres, 40 metres maybe, considering like walking out of the ward then down to the end of the window. Nice view out of the hospital, like 3 or 4 stories up I think it was. That was really good. And then Monday, at this point I was like so mentally ready to leave. I know that that morning, sorry, a very noisy patient that was screaming, like throwing toast and shit about in the morning. I was just like, oh fuck, I need to move. So got out of bed, and then with, I can't remember if I still had my Zimmer frame at that point, or I might have been demoted to my walking stick. Also, if anyone wants to buy me a pimp cane, a feathery hat, or some ivory, maybe a cool cane, or a flip out one like Johnny Gamers in Cyprus, the Matt Murdoch one, send it me please. I'll appreciate that massively. That'd be cool. I've also got me help me grab stuff. So yeah, I walked that window to just get a look out, and that really helped me clear my mind from a lot that I was going through, and get the fresh air, and like I say, get away from that patient that was screaming his head off and throwing toast everywhere. We going to skits. That imaginary friend again. Looking out that window, getting fresh air, some fresh air. That's when I really pieced things together in my head, like what my next sort of plan of action was, and like recovery process, what I'm going to do to like make my recovery as best as it can be and get back to the strength I was at, and everything like that. And that's where I just stood at this window and had a little cry to myself as I watched some guy cycle past and another guy on a jog in the distance, thinking, fuck, I wish I was that guy. Maybe not, he might not have been that fit, so. No, okay. Yeah, then with the physio, I did like a stair test, making sure I can get up and down stairs, basically just ticking all the boxes that I was able to go home and competent at home. So stair test, making sure I can get up and off the toilet, and in and out of bed. That's pretty much it really. Then I had my catheter taken out, which was a relief. Really nice that was. Which when they first put it in, they actually put it in wrong, and I wasn't pissing. And so they had to take it out and put it in again. If you've ever had one put in, it is a weird feeling, and yeah, not the greatest. Yeah, so in summary, 5 days in intensive care, 2 days chest ward, 2 days in the orthopaedic ward, and then discharged. But I could have been discharged a day earlier. They were just messing about with admin wise, and which annoyed me because I really wanted to go. Shit. So I could have gone in. I could have gone in 8 days, left in 9 in total. 9 days later, and I'm walking about. Fucking miracle. Maybe not a miracle. I don't know. But yeah, I think the main point I'm going to take away from this, of being in hospital, and because I'm was so active, being in hospital and those nights when also on drugs, which doesn't help, that serious lack of stimuli to my body must have caused the imaginary friends. I had some crazy dreams and hallucinating all kinds of crazy shit. I think my dad said that when I was in the ICU and just about to go for my operation, I kept going on about that I thought I was in the Matrix or something, and like all the beds were lined up, and because I had all the cables hanging out of me, I thought I'd just been awoken in the Matrix, and crazy. And humour, even stuff I can't remember, apparently I was still like cracking jokes and stuff when I'm absolutely nearly dead. And that has definitely helped me. Like humour is if it's probably my biggest takeaway from this at the hospital as well. My positivity, it sounds stupid, my positivity and my humour at the hospital, like even the nurses and everything said, and how polite I was as well, because I didn't realise how much they do at hospitals for you. And I'm stubborn as fuck, so I'm always like, oh no, I'll get it, and I'm like, trying to fucking like
Language.
reach something, and they're like, no, I'm like, nah, I'm alright, trying to grab stuff. But they did help me a lot, and a couple of other patients that were actually cracking helped me keep my sanity as well, and by talking and having a good conversation with those that were a lot more able than me at the time. But yeah, humour, the amount of times I was just chatting bollocks. I think the same with my family and all my friends were all quite similar with all that. And a lot of people sort of didn't realise how injured I actually was. Not only because I don't really look that injured anymore, even though I am, but because how light I'm sort of shrugging off a lot of the injuries and saying, oh, fucking cracking day, literally, like on my back, and like First thing my mum said when she seen me was like, "Oh, you're not Spider-Man, are you?" And that was like the day, I think the day or the day after I was in the ICU, and one of the doctors were like looking like, "What the fuck?" Like, that's just how we are. But and then I'll put up a picture of some good ones where I'm drugged out and striking some poses, wearing some shades, because apparently I kept complaining about how bright the lights were, so I put some shades on whilst I was in the ICU. In summary, that is what happened, and hopefully the next episode I'm going to go through the actual accident itself, what happened, why it happened, mistakes that were made or weren't made, if there was any, I don't know. Maybe it was all my fault, maybe I just wanted to end it all, I don't know. Mistakes that were made next episode, and then hopefully, I don't know how often I'm going to upload, maybe once a week. No, if you've got any questions, just fucking fire them below and on Facebook, YouTube, whatever. Like and subscribe. And share. Like, hopefully this will help if anyone's going through similar sort of injury. Or if not, my recovery process, and hopefully getting back on track to things will help some people. I mean, it's mostly for myself, this, as a way to log it as my actual progress itself, and just get back on that grind. And I'm trying to get fit again, I suppose. Hopefully I've not lost too much fitness. I mean, my lungs are a little bit fucked. Yeah, I'll see you next time.